Founders Day was May the 12th. On May the 12th, 1893, the cornerstone was laid for the first main building, and for many years that was celebrated as Founders Day, obviously on May 12th, but a lot of you wanted to be here, and so some 40 years or so ago, because of the change of the school schedule and graduation, we began celebrating Founders Day on the last Thursday in April, and that's why we're gathered here today. That vision and those values have been embodied in the motto of our school: faith, prayer, and work. And so today we are focusing this very important celebration, this very important announcement on a recent expansion of that motto. Established in faith, enabled in prayer, engaged in work. We look to the past, again, standing on the shoulders of those who have been faithful to God's call. We worship God in the present, seeking His enabling presence. And we devote our futures to His work, engaged in the mission of God among all the nations.
The founder of Johnson Bible College, Ashley S. Johnson, was firmly committed to biblical integrity. And following the philosophy and tradition of Alexander Campbell at Bethany College, Ashley Johnson made the Bible a central part of the core curriculum in the founding of Johnson Bible College. And in all of the changes that have taken place during the last 118 years since that founding date of May the 12th, one thing has remained firm. One thing has stood, and that has been a Bible major required of all students in all programs. Our curriculum has changed, and it's changed several times. But that core of biblical instruction has remained the same. Why is this so? Is it because of some outside pressure, maybe accrediting requirements? Is it because we are bound by tradition, and that tradition requires that the Bible remain a central core curriculum at JBC? Is it because we worship the Bible? It is not because of any one of these three. It is because we believe the Bible is the most important book that has ever been written.
One of the ways that faith has displayed itself throughout Johnson's history has been in the passion and commitment of those who serve here. From the administrators, to the faculty, to the support staff, to those who care for the facilities and prepare the meals. There is a deep desire and a commitment to be involved in a work that is instrumental in helping proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ and expand the kingdom around the world.
We have more opportunities today to be engaged in this work than at any previous time in our history. That's a wonderful thing to say. It's an awful burden to bear, because it means we have to be good stewards of these opportunities. That's the bottom line of all of this discussion. We have spent thousands of man and woman hours of study and reflection and writing and discussion simply to conclude that we don't want to change who we are. Rather, we want to stretch our vision about the work that can help extend God's kingdom among all nations. 18 to 24 months, thousands of hours to come to this simple conclusion. As you heard from some of our recent graduates, they have led the way in this understanding. And you, students, have helped us to come to this understanding as well. So I blame you for where we are today, in part. You have reinforced our understanding of what ministry means in this world today and what extending God's kingdom means. You pushed us for an urban studies program so you could work and minister in the cities of our nation and our world. You have embraced new programs in Islamic studies and Chinese studies and management of nonprofit organizations and new education programs that equip men and women to serve abroad, and consortial programs with a graduate school of linguistics to prepare men and women as translators. You've encouraged us to consider a Latino studies program. And you know that we're considering a PhD program in leadership studies that will target faculty of international Christian universities and colleges and seminaries. Your dreams have been a part of the inspiration for this change about work. We need you to be a good ambassador for our institution. Well, to the new name. The board considered many. For a while, Ashley Johnson University was leading the pack, until a student said, "You might want to Google Ashley Johnson." You have. I Googled Ashley Johnson and discovered that Miss Ashley Johnson was Miss Howard Stern TV September 2010. And about the third or fourth hit was see nude pictures of Ashley Johnson. So we thought if we're trying to attract contemporary students to our school, that may not be the best name to get the kind of students we want. Someone else thought about the University of the Kimberlin Heights. One faculty member suggested French Broad University. My early suggestion was JBC University, which apparently every other single person thought was dumb. As I am inclined to do from time to time, I protested for a while, saying JBC is a brand. It's like KFC, it's like IBM, it's like AT&T, it's like GE. It doesn't mean anything, it's a brand. But no one was persuaded. So I tell you what has been the worst kept secret since Who Shot JR. February 22nd, the Board of Trustees voted to name our institution what was some folks' first choice, what was almost everyone's second choice, and what has become the consensus of the board, and that is Johnson University. There's more detail than we could ever have imagined about this. The name becomes official July 1st. This year's graduation class will be the last to have Johnson Bible College. Actually, any graduates, any future, former graduates can request a new diploma if they choose with Johnson University on them at no cost to them. Listen to me now as I close. Be assured that we give up this hallowed name, Johnson Bible College, for a new name, Johnson University, only because we value that name which is above every name, and only for the purpose that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow, in heaven and on earth, and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. That's why we're doing this.